no nada. If you keep shaking that.
Yes, Daddy.
How's it going, everyone? And thanks once again for tuning in to another one of my videos. Today, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for just a while now. And that something is TikTok narcissism. Now, with TikTok being the easiest and most convenient way of gaining clout and publicity, it's basically become a breeding ground for narcissism and seeking validation for teenagers. See, unlike any other platform such as Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, you have to be somewhat talented, skilled, or funny in order to build a following on those platforms. But the reason why TikTok is just such a big breeding ground for narcissism in teenagers is because you don't need any of that. You don't need to be talented, you don't need to have any skill, and you don't need to be funny in any way. You just need to do something that's very controversial or just be naturally very attractive and you'll gain a bunch of likes. Like, I can't even go to my homepage without seeing a girl either twerking in a bikini or just some teenager making some weird face saying, "I'm ugly and please validate me, I want to feel loved," and things like that, which usually ends up in people saying, "You're not ugly, you're beautiful, you're great, oh my gosh, I want to marry you," something like that. And the reason why these videos are showing up on our homepages so much is because that's what the algorithm is promoting, because those are the posts that are getting interacted with the most controversial stuff, the stupid stuff, and people who just look attractive and are showing off their bodies. So I'm making this series to kind of do a review of the pages that I think are the most narcissistic. And the first person I chose to do this on is Broke Joy, also known as Joy Zing, who has a pretty large following, almost 400,000 followers, and she's only 16 years old, surprisingly. Now you might be thinking, why did you happen to choose the most attractive girl you could possibly choose on the first video you did? You know, you're seeking views and things like that. No. There's actually a really funny story that I want you guys to hear of actually how I know who this person is. And luckily for me, I don't even know if this girl because she showed up on my homepage. Thankfully, she never has shown up on my homepage. But there's a really funny story behind it, so just listen up. A while back on Instagram, it was like a group of teenagers who basically came to my page to troll me, comment stupid stuff, and I retaliated. I reacted to those comments and I said things back. And eventually, they added me to this group chat in which they were just talking down on me, trying to bully me and gang up on me. And then I think 3 of them had the guts to exchange in a group call with me, and it was like 3 people and just me, so it was 4 people total. The girl who added me originally to the group chat was actually friends with Broke Joy. But it's funny because she was the only girl who was in there. There was another guy in there. He didn't say anything. He had his mic muted, obviously, because he was scared. And then there was another guy, which would total 3 of them. So 2 guys and 1 girl, which was the girl who was friends with Broke Joy. He was the only one that was basically talking down to me. The girl who originally added me to the group chat and was talking the most crap didn't say a thing to me in the group, like in the group call. She didn't say a thing to me. But, you know, when we were not in the call, she was like, oh, like all over the place, you know, but she couldn't say a thing to me when it was voice to voice. So there was only one person that was really saying a thing to me. And then eventually he just started mocking me and I didn't really care. So I started mocking him back and he started getting offended at me mocking him. So I'm like, dude, you have a really weak mindset. And like eventually I just realized they weren't worth my time, and I figured I already proved my point. Like, you guys aren't intimidating me. Clearly I'm intimidating you guys because, you know, that was my account in which I posted a lot of bodybuilding. You know, why the hell would I be afraid of, you know, a group of teenagers? So because they were salty that I really wasn't giving them any attention and, you know, wasn't fazed by anything they were doing, they went out of their way to create a fake account of me. So I retaliated. The girl who added me to that group chat, I said, okay, I'll make a fake account of you. So I made a fake account of her in retaliation. So then Broke Joy, who was friends with that girl, posted on her Instagram story saying, report this account. And then she had sent me a message to the fake account that I had made of her friend, who literally attacked me first saying, wow, you literally have too much time on your hands. And then she just posted that to her story. It's like, your friends were the ones that came to me trolling my page first for no reason, and I don't even know who they were. But you're saying that, I have too much time on my hands. I think that's the case for your friends. So her post said something like, these teenagers during quarantine, they have too much time on their hands. Well, apparently they do, since they're coming there and trolling me too, but it seems like they can't take it back in. Now, with seeing her account, I didn't at all think she was 16 by then, because she had breast augmentations and all types of makeup on her face, which you wouldn't expect with a 16-year-old. So once I found that out, I was like, holy crap, what the hell? Which is exactly what I want to start off the video with. I mean, we might as well address the elephant in the room. Those things on her chest are not her natural breast. They're just not. And it kind of made me wonder, how did you get a breast augmentation at 16 years old? Now, I live in Texas, right? It recently became illegal to get a tattoo with parental vision at until you're 18 years old. Even with parental vision or guidance, you cannot get a tattoo unless you're 18 years old in Texas. That recently became a law. But somehow, this girl has got a breast augmentation at the age of 16 years old. So an adult doctor performed breast augmentation on a 16-year-old girl. Now, after doing some research, I thought this was completely illegal, but after doing some research, I found that you can actually be 16 years old and get a breast augmentation from a doctor with parental guidance. And this is part of the reason why she has so many followers on TikTok, is because the boys are all over the post worshiping her, like, oh wow, you're so beautiful, like, whoa, you're 16, like. And I don't want anyone to go attacking her personality for this, because all it comes down to is her parents. See, the only way you can get breast augmentation at the age of 16 years old is if your parents say so. You need parental guidance. So it's like, what type of parent in their right mind would let their child go through with this? And doing more research, these breast augmentations actually cost a couple $1,000s. So on average, these breast augmentations cost more than the rent of my house every month. And that's what they paid to get done on their child's body. It's like, so when we're looking at narcissism, we can't just go directly to the person and just bash them for this, because this girl probably grew up in a society where she would only be validated for the way her body looks, and that, she can't look good, or she's not of this value because her body doesn't look a certain way. And that can really mess with a young woman's mind. So they'll get worried about trying to please others with their body, and they'll go through with these just absolutely gross procedures such as breast augmentation, and at such a young age. And now that she's gone on to do the TikTok thing, dancing around and having her fake boobs shake around while she's dancing and get a bunch of views for it, this is the only way she's feeling validated, and this is what she continues to do, because this is the only way she knows that she's going to get some sort of clout or attention. And it's like a drug. When you click on the TikTok app and you open it, and you see a bunch of notifications, so many people just clicking on your post and liking it and commenting, you're like, wow, I must be doing something right. People are liking what I'm doing. I'm feeling validated. I'm getting this popularity, and I'm just getting out there. I'm famous, basically, right? Which, as far as TikTok goes, she practically is famous. But famous for what? Just exploiting your own body, basically. And again, this is just where the bad parenting comes in, because this girl is 16 years old, She's gonna chase publicity, she's gonna chase fame, and she's gonna chase whatever everybody else likes. But women who grew up with good, well-rounded parents and a good set of friends, behind them, know that they don't have to do all these weird procedures and get all this validation from random people online, and just to feel, loved and feel like they're worth something. And that's clearly not the case with this girl. So maybe her parents are exploiting her purposely so she can make cash for them, or maybe they just have no regard for her whatsoever. I don't know. Maybe her parents were exposed to the same type of narcissism when they were young and they don't know any better. I don't know, but all I know is it's exploitation, and by letting this content slide, TikTok is kind of basically into this trafficking type thing. I mean, there's tons of people on the internet literally worshiping the body of this girl, which has been augmented at such a young age that I've never seen before, which is why this case is like so, I had to get it out there, I had to talk about it, because I've never seen a 16-year-old get breast implants. And the fact that your parents would actually let you go through such a thing, it's absolutely disgusting. Now, I'm not against people doing what makes them feel happy or whatever, genuinely happy, but she's 16. That's not something that should be on her mind, you know? She's not surrounded by the right people if she feels like that's what she has to do to feel loved or validated. You can take it as hate, you can take it as jealousy, you can take it as whatever. No 16-year-old should be worried about getting breast augmentation unless, you know, someone's shaming them, they're surrounded by the wrong people, you know, something of that sort. You don't need that to feel validated. So again, I don't think that we should attack individuals for these issues that they're facing as far as narcissism and, you know, just chasing publicity. We have to look at all aspects of things, because just going at them is just going to make the problem worse. And really, I think it just comes down to this girl's parents must be really terrible, exploitative of this girl, and, you know, I don't know. How many parents do you know are gonna pay for a procedure that costs $3,000 just for their daughter to get something to make her feel more validated when she didn't even need that thing to be validated in the first place? And it's funny because a lot of these girls who get these, or anyone who gets any sort of procedure, to me, you know, I just see you as a narcissist who doesn't appreciate their own body. But to other people, or a lot of other teenagers, you know, they might think, oh, you're amazing, or oh, how are your boobs this big? Or they're real, you know, things like that. It's just, it's sad to see. It's sad to see that this is what this generation has come to. And TikTok definitely is not making this a much better situation. But then again, when you're already spoiled and rich, I mean, what other things could you possibly want besides validation and publicity? So that could be another factor, is just the fact that this girl is very rich. She lives in a very rich household and she's just very spoiled. That can definitely trigger some sort of narcissism and, you know, problems in teenagers of that sort. Just being too privileged and not, you know, appreciating what you already have, like as far as her body, not appreciating the way your body already looks, just being privileged and things like that. Having too much stuff makes you not acknowledge the stuff that you already have, which is more than enough. So you just want more and more and more. You just want to look better, want more things, want more validation, publicity, things like that. So I think this is the type of stuff that TikTok is promoting. And it's really gross because none of this gets looked at. None of this gets a deeper dive into what's going on. And I just recently saw a video in which someone made about this girl, this 16-year-old girl, and her boobs bouncing around in the videos. They made an entire compilation of videos of her TikToks and put it into a video and posted it on YouTube. It has a couple thousand views right now. So this is pretty gross to me. So again, I can get a TikTok deleted in a heartbeat just from showing the truth of what goes on in animal agriculture. But a 16-year-old girl basically showing her body off to full-grown adults who are taking advantage of it. Come on now. There's an issue with TikTok and it needs to be talked about. I just felt this is a really important topic that needs to be looked at. And if you enjoyed this video, you found it informative, give it a share, support my channel, like, subscribe, and follow me on my other socials. I'm all about showing mutual support. My channel is like a family to me. So however much support you show to me, that's however much support I'm gonna show right back to you. So I'm all about mutual love in this channel. Also, please let me know down below in the comments if there's any other TikTokers who you want me to cover, any other TikTokers who you know are falling into the narcissistic trap. And that's what kind of can happen when you get a lot of notifications for a certain video, you get a lot of love and something like that. It advises you to post more stupidity. So that's kind of the trap that you can fall into with TikTok, and that's definitely the trap that this girl's fallen into. But let me know if you know of any other teenagers that have fallen into this trap, and I will definitely do a review on them as well. So that's gonna close this one out. I have really nothing more to say. If you're someone who has almost fallen into the same trap as far as seeking publicity on TikTok, it's never too late to just run away from it, to just get out of the trap of trying to seek publicity and validation, because that validation and that love, it's already there. You just need to find it within you. You just need to find someone who appreciates you for being you, not you for being fake and showing off your body.